My friend Danny got handed more money than he'd ever held in his life, and a year later, almost all of it was gone. Not from one big mistake, nothing careless, nothing dramatic, it just leaked away. Watching that happen taught me the one thing nobody tells you about getting rich. So come sit with me for a minute. For years, I believed money was the piece I was missing, that if I just had more of it, everything would feel lighter, safer, easier. Danny believed the exact same thing. He's 29, and for as long as I've known him, every raise felt like the one. This is it, he'd think. This is the number that finally makes me feel okay. The raise would come. For about a week, he'd feel it. Then the feeling would quietly drain back to normal, and he couldn't tell you where it went. Then came the windfall. Not lottery money, but more all at once than he'd ever touched. Enough, he thought, to finally change everything. And within a year, it was gone. Not one dramatic loss, it slipped out through 100 small, ordinary decisions. Because on the inside, he was still the same person who didn't quite know how to hold it. That's when I started noticing something I couldn't unsee. People usually don't lose money because they're reckless. They lose it because they haven't yet become the kind of person who can keep it. It's almost like life keeps a quiet balance. Your income rises to the level of the person you've become, and when it leaps ahead of that, it tends to find its way back down. There's actually research on this. When scientists tracked lottery winners, people who'd won life-changing sums, the money rarely made them lastingly happier. Within a couple of years, most had drifted back to almost exactly the feeling they started with. A bigger number, the same person underneath. You can be handed a fortune overnight, but if you don't grow into it on the inside, it slips right back out of your hands. For Danny, losing it was the thing that finally turned the lights on, because chasing had never worked. And somewhere in the quiet after, he stumbled onto a different idea. Success isn't something you chase. It's something you slowly become the kind of person who tends to attract, through how you think and what you do over and over. And here's what took me years to see. Happiness works the exact same way. It doesn't come from what you get. It comes from who you become. What he actually did. So Danny stopped asking the money question and started asking a growth one. He didn't do anything dramatic. He read a little every day, nothing extreme, just enough to nudge his perspective an inch. He started listening to people already living the life he wanted, paying attention not to what they said, but to how they thought. And he changed the small things. What time he woke up, whether he did the hard thing on the days he didn't feel like it. Because that's where his confidence actually came from. Not motivation. Motivation comes and goes like weather. Self-trust. Every small promise he kept to himself was a tiny deposit into believing he'd show up for himself again. And here's the quiet truth nobody says out loud. No one was coming to push him forward. This part of life, you carry it yourself. Here's the moment it got real for me. Danny set up one automatic transfer, $5 a week into savings. 5. Small enough it felt almost silly, but it kept a promise for him, even on the days he forgot to care. And watching that tiny number climb week after week did something to how he saw himself that no raise ever had. Because he'd stopped reaching for shortcuts. Shortcuts don't build real change. They build fragile results. A life exactly as shaky as it was quick. The real path is slower, quieter, but it holds. So here's the switch, the whole thing in a single question. For years, mine was, how do I make more money? The better one, the one that changed everything for Danny was, who do I need to become so the money can actually stay? And you don't have to answer that for 5 years from now, just for tomorrow. Because if nothing changes tomorrow, the next 5 years will look an awful lot like the last 5. But the moment you change one small thing, the whole direction quietly begins to bend. Remember Danny, on the edge of his bed, phone glowing in the dark, shoulders up around his ears? He still checks it. Same app, same number some nights, but his shoulders sit a little lower now. Nothing about the money changed first. He did. and the money slowly followed him there. So tonight, before you sleep, pick one tiny promise for tomorrow you. Small enough that you know you'll keep it. Then keep it. That's the whole beginning. I'm just one person figuring this out alongside you. Definitely not financial advice. But if any of this landed, come sit with me again next week. Small steps, big calm. Find your money ikigai. See you next time.